Chimdip Soul. Hello everyone. I'm Virginia Thach and welcome to VOKK TV's English series. Today I would like to introduce you to both here, Diana Lyons and Thomas Dragovich here. So we would like to introduce them here and welcome to our program. So they are interns here with KKF and we would want to like to introduce you to here. And I know it's your first time here in the Bay Area, West Coast specifically. How has your visit been so far?
I've really enjoyed it. It's really cool seeing all of the, tech companies here, but also the mountains and the unique weather that California has in the Bay Area. So it's very cool.
Perfect. How about you, Diana?
Agreed. It's been so lovely just seeing like the surrounding area, but also the people that live here. Being with the Khmer-Krom community here in the San Jose area has been like lovely. They've been so hospitable, so lovely. So
Very nice. I mean, it's been a great, actually 2 days now, right? And that you've been here. So since you guys are here with KKS, I wanted you guys to introduce yourselves, give a little bit of a background, your academic background, along with where you're attending your studies. Let's start with you, Diana. You guys let him go first.
hello, I'm Diana Lyons. I'm currently a second year at the University of Maryland, College Park. There I am double majoring in international relations and anthropology. And yeah, we're both part of the fellows program at the university, which is how we got into this position. Thomas, I'll let you go.
Hello, my name is Thomas Dragovich. I'm a senior in my final semester at University of Maryland, also in the Fellows Program. I'm studying finance and government politics, and I have a big interest in working in public service.
So I think our audience is going to be very curious how you guys are here. So if you want to introduce how you got your intern and got involved with KKS. So let's start with you this time, Thomas.
Yeah, so I saw an email from Fellows that KKF was looking for interns, and I looked at the website and got very interested in the idea of being able to do international advocacy for an Indigenous group. So I really wanted to learn more, and I ended up applying, and I got it.
Yeah, pretty much the same for me. I saw the advertisement for the position and I didn't know what it was originally, honestly. And I looked into the issue and just the causes that y'all are fighting for and just like how I can experience like the fundamental rights that I do in the United States and others cannot. I really felt for the issue, so it was something I really wanted to pursue and help.
So far I know you guys, so I guess, Thomas, how long have you been interning with us now?
Since January.
Okay, and then Diana.
January as well.
So it's been pretty recently, but I think that's fair to say you've learned quite a bit. And I think ever since, January, what can you say you've learned about KKF in the short months? And I know, there's been a lot of, within our community, they've reached out and have been able to help you guys. If you can let us know what you've learned, and even what have you been able to, like, I guess, in a sense, learn from us, and because how is that going to contribute to your academic career or your schooling, in a sense?
Yeah, I can go first. So KKF, I've learned, does a really important job, which is advocate for people who don't really have an ability to advocate for. And what I've learned doing this is that governments, there's a lot of disturbing ways where they can essentially silence and erase a group of people. And I think the work that KKF does, bringing this issues to the international stage, bringing it to the UN, and doing this tireless work is just really important given like these disturbing ways that governments can just suppress people and erase them from being able to advocate for themselves.
Sure. 100%. I agree with that. It's shocking, honestly, just how different like people can experience these same rights. They might be written the same way in different countries, but they're enacted in different ways and enforced in different ways. So just the way that, being able to experience the like political side, but also the social side, and just seeing like history, culture, how is that shared? How is it repressed? Those sort of avenues. Just, yeah, generally that.
Perfect. So without going into details, because I know we don't have enough time to do that, but if you guys can each let me know a little about your research, because I know a lot of this, with you being here in San Jose, you're going to be learning, interviewing, talking to people within the community. How is that going to be implemented in your research, at the end of this?
Yeah, so two things I've kind of learned. One is from the community as well as just learning from my research. I've learned that the Vietnamese government does a lot of methods to kind of erase Khmer-Krom culture and its teachings from its youth. So I want to incorporate that into my research and explaining how it's really important to preserve culture and all these threats that kind of happen now and for the Khmer-Krom.
Perfect.
Yeah. On the note of preservation of culture, just focusing on how a culture is erased step by step, through language, through like not allowing events to take place where information, knowledge, and culture is celebrated and shared. Just exploring how that impacts just the continuation of a culture or the erasure of one. So.
Perfect. So I think we kind of did talk about your experiences so far. Understanding, in international advocacy and the role that organizations like KKF play in advancing human rights. How do you feel that in your experience, how is this going to be able to contribute to you in your future learnings? Because I know after KKF, you're going to be able to go on and continue with your careers. So how is this going to benefit you, and I feel like also benefiting KKF at the same time, and not just KKF but other organizations similar to KKS. Like you can give some insight on how people, our audience, how can they get involved, what can they do, because we kind of meant, or I had mentioned that you don't have to be Cambodian, you don't have to be that, nationality to understand what they're going through. And I think you guys are perfect examples of that. So if you can just kind of give a little bit of insight on that.
Yeah, I think it's just getting to understand a group of people and their culture. But I think for me, the great thing about this experience is learning how advocacy works for just a group of people. So even if I'm not part of that group, I'm still able to work for an organization that is doing meaningful work for that group. And I find that through this experience, I'm able to learn more about how international law works, how international advocacy can be used to protect vulnerable groups, and how this works and dialogue works in the UN, even though it's very difficult to get anything done in the UN. It's still a great way to learn how this system works, even if it's like a group that you're not originally from.
Perfect. Agreed. And it's also just the avenues at which a group comes together. There's so many rules within it. It's not just government. It's not just politics. There's a lot more that goes into advocacy and working with a federation like the KKF. There's just so many pathways to go that you don't have to be a government student to, pursue this kind of work. You can just feel really strongly about the message or the work that a group is doing. And just there's always a spot for you in advocacy work.
Yeah. So I think this is a good way to have this interview so that we're, I guess, in a sense, just a community, a dialogue between us. Do you guys have any suggestions on how people can get involved? How do they start off? Because I know with younger generations, college is a great way, but do you have any suggestions or anything for our audience that they can follow along and, and even go into your guys' path as well, too?
Yeah. Well, I think if you're pursuing a career in advocacy for anything, I think it's important to get experience doing that. So applying for internships and jobs related to that. But I think if you just want to get involved, maybe not your full-time career, I think it's just important to find a group in your local area, whether it's in school, whether it's just in your community, and being able to join that group and then learn how it works and be able to get involved. I think you have to start somewhere, which is usually joining some type of group that does something. And you can just learn a lot from there and do a lot of contribution for that group.
That's great. Yeah, definitely. Again, just if you have a passion for what you're working towards or what you hope the goal will be, I feel like there's a million avenues you can go when it comes to advocacy. So whether you're growing up in a particular culture and you want to help protect it and share it, that's one way to go. If you're interested in government work like I am, you can just find a local organization or a federation that works towards, the career path you would like to achieve, and you can find a local one. You can find one. I mean, we found this online, and it's like we're in California right now. We're from the East Coast of the United States, so it's not necessarily local, but we felt so strongly about the issue and the message and just the Khmer-Krom people that we were like, yes, this is what we want to do. So just don't put limits on yourself based on geographical locations or interests or pursued career, because again, there is a spot for you if you feel strongly about something.
Correct. I want to thank you both so much for being here, traveling literally from the East Coast. I know it was pretty difficult. So, and you guys have adapted so well. Hopefully you feel like we've been welcoming. Very
much
For sure.
great. And there's been a lot of food that you guys have tried here. So definitely want you guys to come back. We look forward to working with you guys, and I hope I can visit you guys in the East Coast. Yeah. But again, want you guys to come back, be on this program again. And I just think that the best of luck to you both in your career, your interns, everything that you do, because I know you both are great people, and I look forward to seeing you guys again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.